Hello folks, welcome to a very special video where I'm about to wax lyrical on why I think Ghost of Tsushima is one of the best games of the past 10 years. I will be bringing in here comparisons to new games that may be coming out, like Assassin's Creed Shadows and things like that, and I'm going to be walking around the game, generally showing you really cool things that may be happening around us as we play, so I can, showcase some of the moments that we are going to have as you travel through feudal Japan, or feudal Tsushima, back in the day. So, as some of you may know, we actually have another samurai game on the horizon in Assassin's Creed Shadows by Ubisoft. And that is something that, well, put it this way, if I was Ubisoft, I would look at a game like Ghost of Tsushima and I'd want to stay as far away from that time period as possible, simply because I believe Sucker Punch did something here with their game that basically made any Assassin's Creed attempt to do the same setting and the same feel completely obsolete. Okay? That is where we are with Ghost of Tsushima. I have a friend called Steady who is a lot more forgiving than I am. He just likes good games, and he can turn his brain off sometimes for different games too. I struggle to do that, and especially with things from Ubisoft. And he likes his Assassin's Creed games every now and again. He seems to think that Shadows may be okay, but all I've seen from the trailers is clunky, repetitive combat. Just literally combat that doesn't flow. Combat but that doesn't really work for me. As well as the complete disrespectful nature at which they tackle feudal Japan. I do not want to see a massive samurai, who is not Japanese, he is black, fighting Japanese people, beating them up to rap music. That's not what I want, okay? And that's literally what happens in one of the trailers. Go and look it up. Like, I'm not being ridiculous there. That's where we are with Assassin's Creed. I think their decision to make Assassin's Creed Shadows when Ghost of Tsushima exists on the market is tone deaf and ignorant and very arrogant. How can you look at a game like this and go, we can do that better, when you know full well that you can't? Okay, that is a company that does not give a flying shit about your opinions and thinks that you're stupid, in my opinion. And that's before we get into the very disrespectful nature with which they treat feudal Japan. And before anybody says to me, yeah, I know, they're a Western developer, they're the worst, right? Well, no, because Sucker Punch, who made this game, are also Western developers, but their game has been held up, even by historians of the Sengoku Jidai period, as extremely authentic. Even the mons and the talking style, everything in this game, the way feudalism works in Japan at the time, is all to the letter. It is prescribed to the letter. This game, I know because I've used it, is used in history lessons. You put it on in the background and you let people soak it in of what feudal Japan looked like. Alright, it's stylized. Alright, it looks cool, right? Because it's a video game. But at the end of the day, what the game gets right most of all is it lets you feel like a samurai. You feel like a samurai or a ninja, depending on how you want to play the game. My character here, Jin, this is a post-game character, so we finished the main story. And there'll be no spoilers here. We're just going to go around and liberate different camps, and I can show you some of the gameplay. Maybe I can convince you to give it a go on PC, if you've not done already, or if you're one of those lucky few who have got PS5s, because I know they're still pretty hard to get hold of in certain areas of the world. You can also maybe give this a go. Even on PS4, by the way. It still works. So, let's get up, shall we, now that I've done my intro. Let's wake our horse up, if we can. There we go. Alrighty.
Someday we'll go for a peaceful ride.
So this is feudal Japan, and I think you'll see from the style. I can't describe to you how this game feels, man. I really can't. When you're riding your horse, and even in combat, the world itself pulls you in. Like, you literally... Hours can disappear in Ghost of Tsushima in the blink of an eye. In the absolute blink of an eye. The one thing I really love that Sucker Punch did is that they were so confident in the world that you're riding through that they switched off all the HUD elements. I have not touched this game. I have not switched off any HUD elements. This is how the game comes out of the box. They want the world to tell you the stories. They want the world to show you where you need to go just by the way it looks. I don't have any objectives right now, but when I do, a guiding wind will generally blow the trees and grasses in the direction of where I need to go for my quest. There's no heads-up display, there's nothing like that. It literally just goes, yeah, it's in that direction. You see the way that the grasses are flowing, right? Well, if I had a quest mark... I might put one on in a minute just to show you when I finish my point. But all of these trees will start swaying gently, and the grasses will start swaying gently in the direction you need to go, because Ghost does not want to intrude on your good time. It does not want to intrude on your having fun exploring the world, right? It wants to keep things in the player very, very, very visceral. It wants you to be making the decisions. It wants you to be riding to different places every now and then, right? That's what it wants you to do. It doesn't want to be the one pulling you and prodding you in different directions that it thinks you should go. Unlike certain other games within the same genre that we know of, Hello Assassin's Creed, which is why I don't think they should be doing a game like Ghost of Tsushima at any point, because Assassin's Creed, your heads-up display is fucking filled with things to do and places to go and useless quests and useless tasks that need doing, right? You can't get away from it. It literally just bothers you all the time. It prods you and pokes you. Go here, go there, do this, do that. And it's never ending. It's like you've got another fucking job. It's like you've got a job called playing Assassin's Creed. Ghost is, here is the world, dude. You're a fucking badass samurai. Get your horse, go riding around, and kill Mongols. That's it. That's the game. Of course there is a story, and I'm not going to get into it, but what I will say is that the story, deceptively, is one of the most heart-wrenching that I've played in video games. I am not kidding. Like, by the end of the story, you're welling up a little bit, you know what I mean? I know a lot of people who've been affected by the story and the way that it ends, because there are several gut punches, and it's brilliant. I'm not going to go into any more of it, but 'cause I want you to play it for yourself at the end of the day. But even the side quests, there are different side activities that you can do. I'm going to look at my... to make my point, I'm going to look at my map here. So this is the map of Tsushima, right? This is where we are. And there are 2 islands to it, just like in real life, obviously. These places are all where the Mongols have taken over, and the game doesn't throw you in there. It doesn't say you need to go do this right now. They're just on the map, so you can select them if you want to, and it will direct you. The guiding wind will direct you to where you need to go, and I will do that in a minute. We have a quest here that we can go and do, things like that. Now, you can liberate the entire island, because, again, this is a Assassin's Creed-like game. You can go through methodically, and you can go through every single place and kill all the Mongols there. It's going to take you a long time, but you can do that if that's what you want to do. I don't tend to do that. I like to do the main story and then do all of the stories that I think are really cool. There's a DLC area down below, down here, which you can see is a thundery place down below. And we will be going there a little bit later on, not in this video, though. And there are these things across the map. I'm looking for a bamboo... Oh, here we go. Here is a fox den. Now watch. See what the wind does? The wind... See the way the trees are bending? They're bending towards my quest target. See the way the grass is blowing? It's going towards my quest target. And the same with all the particle effects that are coming off of things that I'm touching.
Let's go. That's it.
That, to me, is a genius way... And something that most games need to do now. I don't want a heads-up display now. I want this. I want you to tell me where to go in-game, so that I'm always immersed in what I'm doing. Always. I don't want to stop. I don't want to... If this is Assassin's Creed, I'd be doing this, and I'd be stopping, and I'd be pausing, going, right, where's my quest target? Over there, right, okay. And I'd be putting a marker down, and I'd be going back into the game. I'd be looking at some of my fucking HUDs, heads-up displays, looking at where I need to go. In Ghost, I could have done this without... And I'd stop... I don't stop playing once. I'm playing the entire time. That fox then in the top left, you can switch that off if you want. I don't, because I quite like, having it on every now and again. This is the case, get a bit lost. But again, I know I'm going in the right direction, because here we are. fucking Mongols in my neighborhood.
Here, you. Huh?
Oh, you guys are... Did that look smooth to you? Because it felt fucking smooth to me. That's how combat should look in an Assassin's Creed-like game, and there is no excuse for it not looking like that nowadays. Sorry. It just is what it is.
Już śpisz, będzie. Ten negium bez, ha? Jesteś! Podpatrzam Konil! Dozo! Dość ciatechłe!
So there's a good example of what the combat looks and feels like. Now, don't get me wrong, I've played this game for about 30 hours and I've completed it twice on PS5, so, you know, your gameplay might not look like this at the start of your journey, but at least by the midway point, if you're any good at video games, you are going to be doing things like this nearly all of the time, right? Murdering entire camps worth of these dudes. And looking good doing it, too. Let's have a look, see what's in here. Nothing much. So I'm actually role-playing this, because the armor that I chose to wear is the ghost armor, and I wanted to wear something with horns on it, because, in all honesty, I want the Mongols to fear my character. I want his legend to spread of this ghost dude who's just out there. Now, can you see this up here? Normally, that logo, that sigil, would not be there. You'd be riding along, and you'd see a little helpful fox here. Where he is. Here he is. He's outside of his den, which is down there. And what he will do, he will lead you to somewhere on the map. So off you go. Lead me away. Oops. There is a bear there and a Mongol. A few Mongols.
Ready?
And our faithful friend has led us to, put my sword away, has led us to a shrine here. And the shrine, bang, lets you upgrade a part of your character, right? So it is actually well worth following these little things that are in the world and want you to interact with them. There are guiding birds too, and the guiding birds will lead you to things like hot springs. Bathing in a hot spring will allow you to replenish all of your health or get a boost. Your health boosts permanently if you're in a hot spring, so it goes up a little bit. There are bamboo stands where you can cut bamboo with your sword to hone your swordsman skills, and if you do that, then I think you open up another slot for your rage meter. Not your rage meter, but the meter in the bottom left. I will show you in a little bit where you can do your special moves. Everything in the world interact, and there's this ludo-narrative harmony that is an incredible part of Ghost of Tsushima. It is a huge part of the game, in that they don't want you spending a single fucking second looking at menus and stat boxes on what things are better than others. They want you playing the game. They want you immersed, constantly walking through the world. The world tells you things through osmosis. Those of you who don't know what osmosis is, I'm not trying to be funny here. Some people don't, right? And I didn't for until like a few years ago. Osmosis basically is you learning something passively. It's you just standing in the world or standing around somebody and learning something, and it's seen as the best way to learn anything. If you've gone to a new country and you've learned how to speak their language just by observing and talking and struggling, that's learning through osmosis. You are literally learning that language because it is spoken around you all of the time, and you start to pick it up. Any of you who think learning a language is difficult, which it is, just remember, if you spend enough time in a country, like Japan even, eventually you will start to pick up little bits here and there that make it a lot easier for you to actually sit down and learn the language, because you've learned the basics through osmosis. This game is exactly the same. It wants you to play it through osmosis. It wants the world to guide you and show you where things are, and then you can choose to go along and go with them if you want, or you can just carry right on with your story, you know? The bird sometimes leads you into a place that isn't beneficial. Like the bird will say, well, we'll try and fly into a wall and we'll go around the wall, but I'm then really confused. But where's this thing you want me to pick up, you know? But they will lead you to collectibles, they will lead you to things where you can make your character permanently better. Dude, the entire world is set up for you to devour it. Passively. Just walk through the world. You don't need to go into a menu. You don't need to be bothered by the game. The game leaves you alone. This is why I look at Ghost of Tsushima as a very meditative game. It is. It's a game in which you can meditate and you can sit here and play it for hours and come away feeling very, very, very peaceful and zen. I do it all of the time, right? You come away and you think, wow, that was a really cool time. Where have those 3 hours gone? You know, and you've reset your mind, you've reset your balance, and now you're ready to go again. You're ready to face the world, sort of a thing. It's one of those games. And it is a testament to the talent of the guys who made it, in that it feels that way. I was so gutted when Ghost 2 didn't turn up at the Game Awards show or anything like that yet. I honestly think Sucker Punch have got it on the back burner, and they're waiting to see what happens with Assassin's Creed Shadows, and then they'll go, bang, you didn't like that game? Cool, here's Ghost 2. Because they generally do definitely seem to have the best interests of their customer base at heart. Why? Because they didn't put any microtransactions in this game, right? There's one piece of DLC, and the multiplayer part, the Legends part, it's not pay to win. You can't really spend any money in it, you know? It's about you and a friend, or you and friends, killing fucking demon samurai. That's what that mode is. That's it. They want you to have fun. They don't want to be intrusive. This game is a straight antidote to modern gaming bullshit. Straight antidote. And that is why I think, because of the passion that's put into it, because of the writing choices that are made during the story, because of how they treat history with respect, and how they treat the actual setting and tone and combat with respect, the absolute mastery that they have in creating this world that leads you through it naturally without forcing you to be anywhere at any one time. You feel like the Ghost of Tsushima when you're playing this game. And that is something that I absolutely have to give it props for. If you can get a game to feel this way, you've made a winner. An absolute winner. And that is why Ghost of Tsushima, to me, if it's not the best game of the past decade, it is one of the very best games of the past decade. And for me, it probably is the greatest game of the past 10 years. In 2020s, at least. Right? So, I love you all long time. As the sun sets, I will speak to you very, very, very soon. And I'll be back with a new video. Actually, I'm going to start Let's Plays pretty soon. I think we're going to be doing Cyberpunk or Metal Gear Solid. We will see. Anyway, I love you all. See you soon. Have a good one. Bye now.